Nigeria FCT.
My teacher.
And innovations down the future in transporting her to park details that is here and uplift every 5 piece 102 town planning building cities. This is to you of town planners FCT chapter.
I still Eagle O2 Abuja. Your experience. Your experience. What you okay? So today, we have a special program for today. It's a town program, and as you giving information, very very to you, help people bring information to you, and anybody who asks information, not as it. And today, I'm happy to be today because I'm seeing distinguished people, people of class, people of royalty, if I'm permitted to say that. Yes. So without much further ado, I would like to introduce our guest to us today. And we have planner Queen Phillips, and as an NITFCT chapter. You're welcome. Queen, and seated also beside me, I have sorry, he's also town planner BJ. He's also he's a P and PP town planning. Come, sir.
It's a pleasure being
All right. I know, but don't like to ask information. Lots of things here for to ask. Well, get today. Let us know that the information is and I think today about the physical plan and also town planner. Because someone who is the town in, we can have problems with me today. Still, what it means so that we can understand it. And if you are interested, you are planning to buy a land or trying to build a house, please, you to do that and listen to what they have to tell you because they have information. A lot of people jute because they went to the wrong source. Today, you that the resource. So without much question, and is we're about physical planning. Physical plan. So we need to understand what physical town planning is. So I would like town plan.
Okay.
town plan?
Okay. Thank you very much for the question, and our listeners are welcome to this program. Now, we are combining two things now.
Okay, sir.
Although they mean the same. One, you plan town planning.
Okay.
You can call it municipal planning. Can town planning.
Okay.
You can call it municipal planning. Can call it urban.
Okay.
Call it town and country. Call it urban.
Okay.
Call it town and country plan. You can the hamlet. You know, that is the concern. You have a safe landing, a prosperous future. So that is the whole sense. Now, and now we're applying this into town. If you have a child and you want a child to grow, there must be a plan for that child. Let me tell you that the town, as you see it, is just like a human being. It has a time to be born, and if it is properly developed, it grows well and it prospers. But if it is not properly developed, you also, somebody would now like to put a cinema house that it is important for us to plan our settlements. Why? Because settlement we must plan. But let me just give you one very, very simple reason.
Okay, sir.
Now, some time ago, Nigeria had a population. In fact, the first population census I heard of was that of 1963. And that time they said the population of Nigeria was about 55.6 million people.
Wow.
And since then, Nigerian population has grown. Today we are talking about over 200 million people. Now, the place that 55 million people were living before is now where over 200 million people are living. So our population has grown about 4 times or more. But what of the land? Has it increased? The land mass of Nigeria
Still.
Only planning to make sure that, you know, we manage the land resources we have. As we say, land where he can function, you know, do his own business.
Okay.
And so, if we do not plan do not manage it, there is crisis. But let's go on.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for this explanation, sir. Madam Queen, moving over to you. Now, Daddy has explained a lot of things, has told a lot of things about town planning. Now, we would like to know what is the role of a town planner in all of this?
Thank you very much. Yes, like we have heard from the explanations, and now we want to ask what is the role
Yes,
of a town
of
planner.
town planner.
The role of a town planner is a very with other stakeholders in the the development, what are the statistics and what the environment is, and he understands the skill that along. So that is the plan. And if the plan say that the town planner even from of the world, cities, so its assignment and this the evaluation plans. So the company and has so many roles to play in a sustainable city, nation, environment.
Call 09097054450 or really talks about town planning. But I have a question, and this is the question: are people or maybe build town planning, or he can just buy the land and build a house?
For you to own a land, you have the authority, the allocate, and you want to know property demand. You go back to that allocating authority, because you get that you're giving a certificate and you're giving the documents you all. Go back to the allocating authority. I want to give land. With I all I tell you, most is very important, because in that land use plan. In the physical plan, it specifies each uses, especially commercial, agricultural, recreational, etc.
Okay.
And then there's only is there are supposed to develop is on document. So they will guide you right. You are not just supposed to go and put up a structure without the necessary processes and procedures that will grant you approval to commence work on that site.
Thank you very much. You don't have somebody who has a grinding machine next to you, or maybe has a field station. But why is it that most times we get to see that right now? Is it that it is not being planned? Because sometimes you see other places of worship in residential areas. I don't know, is it supposed to be like that? I don't know.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If you understand human beings very well,
Okay.
one of the things that human beings hate is control. It is easier to control animals than to control human beings.
Ouch.
It's really a pity
Oh.
and so unfortunate.
Okay.
Now, some of that's to say that people, out of willfulness, out of impunity,
Yeah.
recklessness of the mind, may decide to use land that is designated for a specific purpose for another purpose, therefore creating chaos within that environment. So it is just impunity, by people. Again, many times the control part tries to enforce, the regulations.
Yes.
When these regulations are enforced, many times the sentiments in the hearts of is louder than what to be done. And so this is the major challenge that we have with land. Just like we say, before anybody used to acquire land, for example, you are in charge of development. You get land within the lowest, but later that land is actually meant for low density, one or two families living in that. Again, make money out of that. That's why we build for 6 families. Because a lot of things have been put into consideration. The amount of water, the amount of traffic that is going to go through this, the waste,
Exactly.
they all put together before that plan was made. So it is going to alter the whole process. Just say, just the same thing. Nigerians, even in religion, they are big. Yes, so and when you say, they say they worship their God.
Yes.
And they say that in God's order there is perfection. They say order is the first law in heaven. But these are the people who want to worship the same God who is in heaven, yet they want to worship in disobedience. But these are the challenges we have, and it doesn't happen in some other places. But here,
Okay.
we work religion. Christians are so many things, but as much as
Possible.
people should try to work along with the state land to make sure that we have the same environment.
Okay. So let me just hold you on that. Our phone lines are open. If there are any questions, a lot of information has been passed out just now, and I hope someone is listening. I want to call the numbers again for you to call and ask your questions. The professionals are yielding. Ask your questions now. The numbers to call are 090. Now ask your questions now. The numbers to call are 09097054450, or just call right now. Mr. Fabian, do well to call us back. We can hear you. Please do well to call us back. Okay, Madam Queen, over to you. While you're talking earlier on, you talked about land use. So I think we need you to elaborate on what you meant by land use. So what do you mean by land use? Yeah.
We refer to the activity designated to such a land.
Oh,
Have residential, commercial,
okay.
industrial, agricultural, transportation, all of that.
Okay.
Fine. So if you have land, you need to know what purpose clause, like I said, is attached to that land.
To the land.
Yes.
Okay.
So if your land reads residential,
Oh, okay.
yes. So for each plan that you have,
Yeah.
like a physical plan, each plan you will find area zone uses conflicts. It minimizes conflicts.
Yes.
It gives, it gives a healthy living, and it promotes the economy of
Okay.
of a city
Okay.
when all these rules are adhered to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Wow. So now, are these policies? Are people really obeying these policies?
That's the challenge.
People really obeying it? Because what you just said now, sometimes in residential areas, you find commercial things there. So are there no laws to regulate happenings around those places?
Definitely, there are laws and rules not regulating it, and that is where the town planner comes in. Like we
in.
said,
Okay.
the role of the town planner
Yes.
involves the designing, evaluate,
Okay.
and managing that land. So there are guidelines, there are rules, there are policies guiding this development. And that is where the issue of compliance comes in.
Okay.
And that is where the town planners have challenge. Yes. And that is why I see the town planner as, all they need to know how to do is to bring down. Because you find out that when these developments are going on wrongly, and you keep saying stop, the challenge, the issue, the pride, the ego to just obey a simple rule. Build residential where you have residential.
Okay.
Commercial where you have commercial, but no. So that is the human beings are very difficult to manage. Very difficult to manage. What we don't want is we don't want control to do the right thing. But they are very simple things that we can adhere to, and we will all enjoy the city. We'll have seamless, livable community that will not have so much challenges.
Okay.
We just need people to obey simple rules. Build what you're be happy that you contacted the town planners, and you'll be very happy that you follow the rules and regulations guiding that development that such a person is building.
Wow.
Very simple.
Ah, thank you so much. And our time, I looked at the time, we're almost out of time. We have 2 minutes left for today's topic. But sir, is there anything you want to share with us before we wrap up the show so that people can still understand what it means?
So that we can build, we can have safety, we can go so conflict with one another in the use of land. And that we call it. Apart from that, it helps our economy. Also, a planned place is a guided.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is why it is that to live well, to the town plan, get into any physical development in any use.
Professional today. Please contact before you get anything into land, buying land or paper. Correct. If you have any questions, I'm going to stop number one is for you. So send and they will answer questions for you. So the number are 861 214. Again, 080 61 296 84. So program every day 5 p.m. We will answer your questions, give